All right, everybody. Hey, welcome to the latest edition and the greatest edition, Hangar 18, volume number 16. I think that translates into we've done 4 fucking months of heavy metal.
Damn.
Dude, I know, it's crazy, right? So in honor of 4 months of heavy metal, I did a little bit of a special jamboree thing with our selections for today, where I chose the 4th studio album of a band we had and the 4th song on the 4th studio album. And that wasn't my first choice. That was actually my second choice. My first choice, I was going to do, hey, heavy metal so far in 2016. And then I realized that heavy metal so far in 2016 is pretty fucking slim pickings. I mean, there's Creator, and that's about it. So.
Or you mean 2017?
Yeah, 2017. Goddamn it! I didn't even get the fucking year right. It's so shitty as far as heavy metal goes. Yeah. Right. So go ahead and we'll go. With me as always, of course, is my heavy metal brother, the Spock to my fucking Kirk Chop, Dreadwind, panty dropper, baritone voice guy, the boot of Mimel.
The captain to the crunch.
There you go, the captain to the crunch. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead, and since I closed the window like an idiot, I'm going to go ahead and let you do your heavy metal news first. So I need to open the window back up so you can not fuck this up. So go ahead.
Okay. Well, this weekend, of course, kicks off the big NAMM show in California, which is, if you don't know what NAMM is, that is the big music industry extravaganza where all the companies get to try out their new gear and show everything off. So,
I thought you were talking about Vietnam, man. It's had a flashback there for a second, man.
No. Although it's spelled NAMM, NAMM, but yeah. So apparently, Head from Korn is no longer with Ibanez. He's jumped ship to ESP, and they're debuting a new guitar for him.
Doesn't Kirk play ESPs? Hammett?
Yep.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, Kirk and James both play ESP. And Ibanez is celebrating 30 years with Steve Vai. And the anniversary of his Jim guitar, which they have a special 30th anniversary model coming out that they've debuted. So all kinds of cool stuff if you're into music gear.
Oh yeah, so speaking of Stevie Ray Vai, right? A buddy of mine, he was busted on my music one time, right? For some reason, I don't even know why, just to be a dick, probably, because that's his proclivity. But anyway, he's making fun of my music, right? I'm like, yeah, but you listen to Stevie Ray Vai. He's like, yeah, what's wrong with that? I'm like, have you ever heard his homoerotic crooning? He's like, what? What are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, he's a good guitar player, but not so much a singer. So, and I really did just piss him off, because I don't really mind Stevie Ray Vai so much, but I don't know.
Wait. Who you keep saying Stevie Ray? You talking about Stevie Ray Vaughan or Steve Vai?
The guy that plays guitar really good, or do both of them.
They both do or did. Which one are you talking about?
The one that goes, she's my little baby girl, that one.
All right, that's Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Okay, that's the one then. Same 6 of one, half dozen the other.
Not quite, but okay.
Same thing. Close enough. God damn. You want to start splitting hairs, we got to talk about fucking, like, Megadeth and Metallica. Then we can fucking do some separation.
Dude, you're talking about, like, a blues player and a not blues player.
Close enough. You know what? I'll even throw in that dude that played on The Sopranos that's from Bruce Springsteen's band. You can throw him in there too.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? The guy that played Sylvia on The Sopranos?
I didn't watch it.
And he's the guitar. You what? Didn't watch The Sopranos? What the fuck?
No.
Man, that's like, you know what? Speaking of that, the same guy I'm talking about, he was always busting on me for not having watched The Goonies as a kid, but he had never fucking watched The Princess Bride.
You never watched The Goonies?
I've never seen The Goonies, ever.
What is wrong with you?
I know, but he'd never seen The Princess Bride.
Yeah, that's stupid too.
Well, no, The Goonies is understandable. Cool. God damn it. All right.
Goonies never say die, man.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is about some like kind of treasure hunt, and there's like a fucking deformed guy at the bottom. So I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. Hey, I got some more news too.
Yeah, go ahead.
Straight out of Japan, because if you want to get weird, you know, people like to get weird. Sanrio I guess is how it's pronounced. The company responsible for the Hello Kitty character has created a new character called, I don't know how to pronounce this, Agretsuko, Aggretsuko. It is a red panda who has an office job, is tired of her boss, and loves to drink beer and sing death metal.
Oh. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I don't know about the panda part. I thought pandas just like sat around all day and fucking ate leaves.
I don't know, but that's the new.
They started watching Kung Fu Panda. Now they're all uppity, I guess.
Hello Kitty type character thing. Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. Weird. All right, now that I got my news back up here,
okay.
It wasn't that I didn't have it. I just I was shutting shutting windows down. And I shut down the wrong one. All right. No, seriously. All right. Kenny G, right? Everybody knows who Kenny G is. Fucking better than Stevie Ray Vaughan, or whoever the fuck those two guys are. He's the guy who plays the jazz saxophone, right? Kenny G. His son is in a New York based progressive metal band, and it's called The Mantle. And the guy's he's got the greatest last name ever.
Does he play a sax in it?
I don't think he's a guitarist.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, I can understand. I'm guessing this is why Kenny G shortened his name to Kenny G, because this guy's last name is Gorlick. like blood and gore and then lick. Gorlick. That's his last name. So I'm guessing that's Kenny G's last name. I don't blame Kenny G for shortening his name to fucking G.
Please tell me they named the band Gorlick, because that
they didn't. It's called The Mantle. That would have been awesome.
Gorlick is awesome.
Yeah, I know.
It's an awesome.
Gorlick would have been a great what do you call it? Band name.
I think I'm gonna go copyright that right now.
Where did that come from? All right, so wow, that was a pretty weird little news segment. They're pretty good though. Learned up something new every day, right?
Yeah,
so anyway, our first song of our 4-4 show is a song by a little-known obscure heavy metal band named Metallica. And they were formed in 1981 in Los Angeles, California. And this song is off of their Ellipsis, or as I like to say, ... and Justice for All album released in 1988. And it is One. Okay. Now, just a little bit of a pre-warning here. I'm a gigantic Metallica fan, and One is probably one of my very favorite songs. I mean, it's got to be in the top 10, probably top 5. So if I get a little swoony and my nipples get hard, you know why, right? So anyway, I guess
you have a towel.
Yeah, I do have a towel right here handy, a metal towel. I have it every time. You listen to that baritone voice, I'm like, woo, get the vapors. So anyway. Apparently, James and Kirk and Lars were all talking about, what it would be like if you're blind and deaf and dumb and you lost your arms and legs. You're basically like a basket case. And they're talking about it. And somebody told them, hey, there's a movie that's like that. And so they got the movie and they watch it. And the movie's called Johnny Got His Gun. And then they realized that there's a book about it. So they all went and got the book and everything. And the Johnny Get Your Gun movie quotes are in one of the versions of the song, right? Depending on which version you get. There's a version without the movie quotes, but I actually prefer the one with the movie quotes.
I don't think I've ever heard the audio, just the audio by itself. I've always seen the video.
Yeah, there's a cut one, and it was on one of the because there was 2 or 3 one singles. And it was on one of the one singles. And it's the one, I think it's the one that's got where he does Landmine twice. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay. Yeah, I think I do know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So anyway, it's got a great opening where it's got like the machine gun and it's got a helicopter, and I think that's James's voice playing the sergeant, where he's like saying, trying to hurry his troops up or whatever.
Go.
Yeah, I think that's James doing that. I think. It's got great lyrics. I mean, the lyrics just to come up with some shit like that is pretty fucking clever, I think. It's got great riffs. The fucking breakdown is great, where they do the, darkness imprisoning me and the landmines taking my sight, etc. That's awesome. I mean, there's no other way to explain it. That is badass. It's got the great breakdown, the great solos. One of the parts I like about the movie parts is like when he's doing his they teach him well, he already knew Morse code, but he's banging his head on the pillow in Morse code, and one of the things he says is SOS, but then after that, like later on, he just starts saying kill me. He's like, what is he saying? He's saying kill me over and over and over again, kill me, which like I don't blame the guy. You know, if you what is the point of life in that position? And see, to me, that's a metaphor for if you don't like do anything or interact with the world, you might as well be dead.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I got from it. So that's my.
He even goes into it too. His quotes are, you know, if I had a voice, I could at least keep myself company. If I had legs, I could run. You know.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Like that. Yeah. Exactly. So I give this a 10+ because it's fucking badass.
Yes.
So go ahead, Dreadwood.
Yeah, every now and then we get these songs that we say is required listening, and this is definitely one of them.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. This was also Metallica's very first video that they ever shot, and they did not disappoint.
Oh no, definitely not. It's great.
It's a very dark video. When I say dark, I don't mean like I don't mean like you can't see anything. It's all black and white, but it's the song and the video is just emotionally dark. Yes. Thank you.
Symbiosis.
Yeah, there we go. The opening intro is really somber and sets the tone for the whole song. Most of the song, of course, is slow, but it's full of anger. You can feel the anger and rage in his vocals and his singing. Like you said, his lyrics are outstanding on this whole album.
Yeah, sometimes when James is singing it, when he says "Now the world's gone, I'm just one," he'll just hold up his middle finger.
Right. Yeah. Big guitars that kind of kick in to tease the chorus coming up. Good guitar harmonies. That breakdown you mentioned with the drums, he kicks into that double bass is awesome.
Yep.
And you know, Lars gets a lot of flack for being a crappy drummer.
Yeah, he does.
You know, I don't think he's horrible. He's not the world's greatest drummer. He's okay, you know. But I remember back in the day when this came out, that was a huge deal. People were going nuts over the double bass part.
All right, yeah.
In that song, you know, they were like, "Oh my God, did you hear that double bass?" And that's awesome. And I mean, Lars was like the bee's knees of drummers for couple years there until everybody else started doing double bass and then just left him in the dust. So, you know, whatever. Kirk is outstanding on this entire album, but specifically on this song. A+ guitar work all the way through it. I can't say enough. His solos in the beginning are nice and tasteful and melodic. His solo at the end when it kicks in and they're just jamming to it.
Oh yeah, that whole like it's like 50 seconds long too. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, and he just tears it up. It's outstanding guitar work. This is also coincidentally my favorite image of Metallica is from this album.
Yep. You know that's my Metallica. Yep.
Yes. When you open up that inside cover, I know on the CD case you open it up and it's got that black and white picture of the four of them just sitting down. They're all got shades on and they got the long hair and they just look mean as fuck. You know, that's Metallica for me, man. Of course, this is a staple of their live shows. You can't go to a Metallica show and not hear the song. It's outstanding. I'm with you. If I could give it higher than 10, I would. 10+.
All right. So there we go. Metallica 1. All right. So our next fourth song off the fourth album is by a band, another little known band, pretty obscure, also from LA, 1983, formed in LA. It's a band called Megadeth. And this is off their 1990 Rust in Peace album. It's called Five Magics. And this is one of the worst songs on that CD, and it's still fucking amazing. I mean, it's one of the terrible songs on the CD comparatively, but by itself, it's fucking badass.
It's like when we were talking about that other Metallica song. That was a filler song on an outstanding album. This is like that,
right? And you got the fast and then the slow bass part. One of the only downsides I have of this is how the fuck does he get that electricity as magic? Electricity's not magic, Dave.
Yeah, I don't know.
So,
Well, maybe I kind of always thought it was the way he's doing the lyric.
like alchemists thought that electricity would be magic when they were first looking at it. Yeah, I kind of
Right. Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah.
But it's got great tempo changes, great solos. The chant-like chorus, I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of the song overall. I'll give this one a 10 as well. I mean, it's just a great song. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, the bass intro is it starts out with like this guitar blast, and then it kicks into the bass.
Yeah, it's real fast, and then it slows back down into the bass. Yep.
Yeah. I love the guitar. The little guitar harmonies that they do through the intro is awesome. It's got outstanding work throughout the whole guitar work throughout the whole song. Lots of solos through it. If you want to hear some good guitar solos, this is one of the songs to pick because there's a lot of them going on in there. Lots of change ups too.
Yep. Great tempo changes. Yep.
Yeah, a lot of changes and all. It's got a real kick ass thrash part at the end too. So it's kind of got everything in it. Like you said, it's an outstanding song. It's not Holy Wars. It's not Hangar 18. It's not Holy Wars, but it's damn good. I give it a 9.5.
All right. Okay. So our next song, fourth song, is by Danzig, New Jersey, 1987, and this is off of Danzig 4. My favorite part about Danzig 4 is probably like the little yin-yang fucking angel demon thing they got on the inside. Mm-hmm. I wonder how many people have got that tattooed on themselves. I bet it's a lot.
Probably.
Anyway, released in 1994. Here's the thing about this song. Every version I've ever heard has got the same thing. There's like a weird cut at the beginning of it where you hear the tail end of another song, like in the front of the song. You hear like a half second their song. And it's a Pantera song that does that too. And it's right around, it's on Far Beyond Driven. It's around.
I was just gonna say, I remember right around this time, there was a big deal with
play the whole album through.
Yeah, well, not only that, but how one song would just run straight into the next song. There was no space in between them at all.
Right, so, but I mean, they got like pretty sophisticated, mastering boards. I'm sure they could have put, fix it to where it didn't have that chop in there. So I'm not. I know that kind of dinged it a little bit for me. The lyrics of this song were like fucking like, go hang yourself. Like god damn. It's like that's just some sad shit.
Yeah.
It shows off, in my opinion, it shows off the great vocal range of Glenn Danzig. I mean, he's all over the place in this one. The solo is very tasteful in this song as well. It doesn't come in blasting when the song itself is really somber. So that's always good. Because I hate when that happens. I hate when you got like a song that's got one kind of tone and then the solo just like stomps all over it. I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah.
And then the outro is really good too. Yeah, I give the song an 8.5. It's good. Those first four Danzig albums are great. If I ever had a kid, I would name him Danzig. So yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah, this is definitely I'm with you. The first four Danzig albums are great. This is definitely one of those chill out songs. You just kind of sit back with the lights off and chill to it. Yeah. Just don't have any sharp objects nearby when you're doing it.
Yeah, right. Right, or pills or shit. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a slow tempo, but it's got a bit of a blues beat in the background.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And like you said, you definitely get Danzig's distinct voice throughout it, and you really get to hear his range. I really miss this era of Danzig. This was the last album that had their original guitar player John Christ on it.
Yep.
And it shows because they were never the same after he left.
Yeah.
I'd love to see him get back with him one day, but I don't know. Who knows? A funny thing too. One of my notes here while I was listening to it was I wrote I could see this song being used in a movie, like some sort of horror movie or something.
Yeah.
And then I looked it up, and apparently at one point they were considering using it in the movie Natural Born Killers, but it didn't get put in.
See, I think it might have been a little too slow for Natural Born Killers, maybe.
Probably so, but I could still see it being used in a movie,
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah. I just thought that was funny because I thought that, and then I looked it up, and sure enough, they were actually considering it at one point. So there you go.
It sure as shit could be used for a movie about suicide.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not one of my top Danzig songs, but it's I kind of have to be in the mood to listen to one of these, but I still liked it. 7.5.
7.5. You know, another Danzig song that kind of like it's a little bit slow, but then it speeds up is Little Whip.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I'm talking about? Because does that change up? You know? Okay.
All right. Yeah. You know, another one off the first album that I used to not like, but then I changed my mind very quickly was She Rides.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Another slow one, but then I saw a stripper dance to it one time, and that completely changed my outlook.
So every time you think of that, yeah. I always like on that first album. I always like Possession when it comes off with that like fucking backwards talking.
Yeah.
It's like fucking flip my mom out with that kind of shit, right? All right, so moving on to number 4, and this is fucking Slayer. So we're gonna fucking I'm gonna I'm already fucking half wet and saying Slayer. So I love Slayer. California, 1981. This is off of their 4th studio album, South of Heaven, released in 1988. Which is a great album, by the way. Go out and get it, fuckers.
It is.
Yeah, it's got a great drum intro. The drumming throughout the entire song is amazing. Just great. Tom's vocals, I mean, it's probably the mix, are a little low in the song. Yeah. And the solos are so good in this song. And you better not fucking say they're not, goddamn it. Don't bring me down on the solo. To me, the song, and I'm not exactly like the fucking most brilliant poet laureate about figuring out what lyrics mean, but to me, the song is about a guy who's a death camp guard. And, at first he thought, hey, I'm doing my job and I'm just a Nazi because, that's the way, the country is. And, I'm just following orders. But then, he starts to see some shit and he's like, maybe being behind this crooked cross and using that as an excuse doesn't really assuage my guilt as much as I thought it would. So he's kind of like, feeling a lot more guilty about, the heinous shit he's seeing at the death camp. So at least that's what I got out of it. So yeah, and
very insightful there.
Yeah, thank you. My only other complaint, and it's a small complaint, is it has a really abrupt ending.
Yeah,
it's just like whop and it's done. Yeah. But still, it's Slayer, so motherfucking 9. Go ahead, Dreadwind.
Slayer.
That's right.
It's got a classic Slayer rhythm to this song, and the guitars and the drum kind of builds up at the beginning before it kicks into it. I was with you. I thought the vocals were a little low in the mix, but I've never been a big fan of Tom's vocals, so it didn't bother me too much. But
by that, you like Tom's vocals are fucking amazing. You're a huge fan. You have a giant poster of him in your room.
Right, and actually, I think his vocals on this album are probably the easiest for me to listen to. I'm with you. I agree with you. I'm not even a big Slayer fan, and I still say this is a great album. There was a big stop but right before he kicked in the solos, I thought was pretty cool, and the solos are great. Jeff just kicks ass.
Hell yeah! R.I.P.
Guitar player. I always thought he was a better solo player than
Kerry King.
Kerry was. Yeah, Kerry's a little. I don't know.
You want to hear something really, really sad?
What?
Jeff Hanneman died on my birthday.
Really? I did not know that.
Yes. Also, my dad died on my birthday.
Wow, that sucks.
It's a fun thing every year. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Huh. I got to see them live with Jeff before he passed, so that was really cool. Yeah, great song. I give it an 8.
Raiders jersey? Did he have a Raiders jersey on?
I don't remember. It's been a while. That was at a Ozfest a long time ago. But they were awesome.
Oh yeah.
Good show.
Fucking Slayer.
Yeah. I give it an 8.
An 8. All right. I'll take that as a 10. Go ahead. All right. All right. Another Big 4 band is Anthrax. And we get all the fucking Big 4 right on the first page.
I know.
First half. So we got Anthrax, formed in New York State, 1981. And this is off their State of Euphoria album, 1988. And this song is called Anti-Social. And this is one of my this is one of my very favorite Anthrax songs. And it has an amazing opening. I love the lyrics. I love the drums in it. I love the tempo to it. It's got Joey B in it, so I like the singing. Although it's 6 of one, half dozen the other for me as far as Anthrax singers goes. They definitely are different, but I like them both.
Mm-hmm.
It has a great breakdown. The solo is great, and the best part about this song, in my opinion, is the crowd participation part at the end.
Right.
Where they're like, anti-social, anti-social. It sounds exactly like that.
I was there.
I could have been on the album. I mean, couldn't you see him up on stage?
I got goosebumps.
I'm just saying, I'm pretty awesome. And I give it a 9.5 because it's fucking badass. And one more thing about Anthrax. I probably said it before, but I'm going to say it again because I fucking forget whether I said it or not. Back when they had that Anthrax scare going around, where they were sending out packages to like Tom Brokaw with like powder in it and stuff. Mm-hmm. There were people who called for Anthrax to change their name. They're like, no, fuck you. Fuck that shit. We had our name long before this dumb bullshit. And one of my favorite things they did is they came out one time and they were all wearing like overalls, and when they stood together, it spelled out, "We're not changing our name," which I think that's fucking awesome.
Awesome.
So yeah, Anthrax, Anti-Social, 9.5. Dreadwing, go.
If they would have changed it, they could have changed it to Castle Anthrax.
Oh yeah,
that would have been good.
Anyway. That's a good reference, by the way. Castle Anthrax had some pretty good contents.
Yes, it did. Lots of personality. Anyway, I'll just come out and say this is a very popular Anthrax song, but it's not one of my favorites. It does have a classic Anthrax riff to it. Speaking of classic riffs, it's got a real good solo. It's one of their big live songs that they do live, and the crowd participation part is really cool. They played this live when I saw them live, so that was it's cool to hear it live. It's a better live song than it is a album song, if that makes sense, because of the crowd participation part. I'm a real big fan of the album after this one, Persistence of Time. This one not quite so much, but it's not a bad song by any means. I gave it a 7.
Fucking shit on Anthrax. All right, moving on.
Yeah.
All right, so our next band is Dreadwind's change up for Slayer in the Big Four.
Yep.
Sepultura. And this is from their Arise album, 1991. Slayer. Sepultura formed in Brazil in 1984. And as I've always said, if there's a thrash metal band and it's got 198 and then a low number, it's going to be fucking awesome. It's got a very thrashy opening. It's like textbook thrash. Like if you open a textbook, what thrash should be, it would have this opening in it. Distinctive Max Cavalera voice. And yeah, it's not off their more popular albums like Chaos and Roots, but I like the other stuff, so fuck it.
Oh, good album. Good album.
Yeah, Rise is fucking awesome. All right, it's got the distinctive Max Cavalera voice. The one thing I didn't like about this song is it's got the clicky bass, like the fucking Korn clicky bass. And I don't like that. I've never had the clicky bass. I don't see why people do that. It just pisses me off. To me, the bass is supposed to go with the drums in the rhythm section, and the drums are supposed to be the clicky. I'm not a fan of clicky bass. Have I said that yet? I don't like clicky bass. It's got a great solo, but the ending is kind of weird. Just, I don't know. It's weird. But I give it an 8.0. Dreadwing, go ahead.
Sepultura, great album. It's got a brutal opening. And then it kicks into just a really sweet riff that they ride throughout the whole song. I thought it was a pretty good length, too. It wasn't too long.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Max is typical Max in this one. He's got a very commanding sound in his vocals. I like the solo. I like the guitars at the end. I like the song. Not my favorite off the album, but still a really great song. I give it an 8.5.
Oh, damn, you outscored me on it. Fuck.
Yep.
Hey, just one more thing about Sepultura, right? When I was in high school, there was a dickhead in my German class, and he pronounced it Sepultura. I just wanted to smack him in his face every time he fucking said that. He's the same guy. He's the same guy who said that Sepultura would sound great if they just get rid of their tribal shit that they do.
Yeah.
That kind of makes them what they are, you dumb fuck. All right. Our next band, one of Dreadwind's favorites. I know it. Is, 6 Feet Under, headed by Chris Barnes, formerly of Cannibal Corpse.
Aren't you supposed to say that? 6 feet under.
6 feet under. All right.
There you go.
Yeah, you're right there on that one too, right? Anyway, from Tampa, Florida, 1993. Tampa in Florida is like to death metal what like Norway is to black metal.
No kidding.
Tampa, Florida, 1993. This was off their True Carnage album, 2001. Ice-T even did a cameo on this album in one of the songs. Not this one, but one of the songs. I love the opening, right? And like that opening part where they're like, it's all fucked up. I used to play that when I used to work at a steel mill. Right before we did an inventory, I would play that part every single time. I'm like, this is what it's going to be like today, guys. I love the lyrics. It's got a great solo. It's got great tempo changes in there for you, Dreadwinds. Don't fucking bring me down on this one.
It does.
And it's got a very, very groovy main riff, and it's got fucking Chris Barnes singing, man. He's got the dreadlocks going. He's all the time talking about smoking pot, and like when he's not talking about smoking pot, he's talking about just absolutely heinous shit you would never even imagine doing to your worst enemies. I mean, some of the song names he's come up with, I'm like, what the fuck happened to you as a child? So, but yeah, I mean, one of my very favorite things that he says at almost every concert he's ever gone to or he's ever done. At least I'm judging by the times I've seen him. And then like I have a couple live CDs. Is right before he does this song called 420, he always goes, "Yeah, grow that shit and I'll fucking smoke it," which I love that part. So I mean, he might maybe be a little bit of a pothead.
Think so?
Maybe. I mean, he has a song called 420, and it's got the sound of a water bong in it. But okay, so the Murderers, 6 Feet Under, fourth song on their fourth album. Dreadwind, what did you think of it? I gave it a 9.0.
9.0.
That's right. Very, very classy 9.0.
Notice that.
Yeah, and well, you said all you need is syllables. You can hear whole words on this one.
I did say that.
Yeah, fucking feed her to the fire.
Yeah, I was actually able to pick out a couple of words here and there. So
there you go.
Yeah, there you go. The guitars are heavy as fuck on this song, and I really, really liked the majority of the music on it. The guitar work is really, really great on the whole song. I'm just not a fan of those vocals at all. I give it a 6.5.
Oh, damn, man. Every time with the death metal.
Yeah.
Man. See, like me, I'm like, if there's a vice on somebody's balls when they're singing, I'm like the fully opened up vice. You seem to like the fully clamped down ones. On the other hand. You know what I mean?
Not completely, but yeah.
That's where our two little like heavy metal circles don't converge.
The vocal styles, yeah.
Yeah, definitely in the vocal styles. I mean, you're wrong and I'm right. That's how it goes. Yeah. All right. Next band, White Zombie, an amazing band, made very popular by Beavis and Butthead, which is sad to say, but that has to have been what launched their career. Because as soon as they had Thunderkiss 65 on Beavis and Butthead, they fucking took off.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a couple of not so great albums before Los Exorcisto, but as soon as that came out,
how many? I knew they had one before that one.
No, there's like three. There's like Die Fucker Die, Let Them Die Slowly, and I think there's one more.
Okay, I knew about Let Them Die Slowly. I didn't know about the other one. Okay.
Yeah, so I guess there's three. I'd have to look up their discography to make sure, because I mean, I have those on like a compilation box set, but I mean, okay. All right.
No.
Anyway, formed in New York in 1985. This is off their Astro Creep album. And maybe it is too, because this would be their 4th album. So maybe it is just Die Fucker Die and Let the Dice Over. All right. So Astro Creep 2000, which is a great album. You should get it. Creature of the Wheel is the name of the song. And Rob Zombie is a bit of a fan of taking sound bites from movies and putting them into a song.
Yes.
I don't know if you've noticed that or
just
not.
a little bit.
But he does that occasionally. So anyway, the song he did, the movie he did this from, it's called The Omega Man. This is a really weird movie about like post-apocalyptic Earth, and that came out in 1971.
Did you know that movie is based off of a book called, you might recognize the name because they made another movie called I Am Legend.
Yeah, I kind of figured it was almost I Am Legend because like the one guy left around a whole bunch of zombies.
Yeah, that's what it is. I think the book was called I Am Legend, and then they made that movie, the Omega Man movie, and then of course they redid it with Will Smith a while back.
Right.
Recalled it I Am Legend, and he's got a song called I Am Legend on.
Yeah, he does. He sure does.
The other album. Yep.
Yeah, and which is a great song too, by the way.
Yes.
And this and I didn't even know like what movie it was until one day I actually saw the movie on the Chiller Network. I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck? I've heard that before. Then of course I had to immediately get into my White Zombie and like figure out what song it came from. I was like, I know I've heard that before.
Yeah.
So all right, I got kind of lost there. Heavy as fuck main riff. Great tempo changes. But at some point there's like this weird feedback going on, and that's just White Zombie. I mean, you can't really knock them for that. But I give this, it's not my favorite song on the album by any stretch of the imagination. That would probably be Supercharger Heaven, because that song's fucking badass.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like that song, you should probably turn in your metal card. I'm sorry.
I got the CD right here in my hand.
Supercharger Heaven is a great song.
Yeah, Supercharger Heaven is great. I also like the first one,
Electric Head Part 1 is an amazing song too. That very first part where they come in with the guitars, it's just outstanding. Yeah, it's just badass. I give this an 8.0.
Okay. Yeah, a very heavy intro, and then White Zombie, they're very big on like doing, like you said, samples and just all kinds of experimenting with noises and feedback and all kinds of stuff. It's just a really cool song, kicks butt all the way through. I give it an 8.5 because again, it's not my favorite song off the album, but it's really cool.
Now the one thing I guess from all complaining, this has got really probably nothing to do with White Zombie, but the shirt they have for this song fucking sucks. It's like this little purple guy with boxing gloves on with weird looking ears.
Oh, he's in the CD cover. He's on the inside of the CD.
That's the shirt for the Creature of the Wheel shirt.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of that guy.
He's got like hands on his ears, and
yeah.
He's got he's like wearing a jock
strap. Look like a little sad imp.
Yeah, there's some really weird artwork in there in this thing. And
always.
I think Rob does it all, doesn't he?
He did the stuff for Sexorcisto too. I like that cover, the back cover of the Sexorcisto with the two chicks, the big tits, and the devil in between. That's amazing. I'm guessing that's probably been tattooed a couple times too.
I'm sure it has.
All right. Hey, look at this. Now
Did you know that? I'm trying to remember what song it is. You know that song that they do where it's got like the sex sounds in it?
Yes, I do.
Their bass player did that.
I did not know that. I would have guessed that Sherry Moon Zombie did that, but
I would have too. But I found out it was the bass player, Sean
something. Last name that is unpronounceable.
Right. Yeah. She did the sex sounds.
Yeah. Gotta have a chub already thinking about that. All right. So we went from Chris Barnes, which is my kind of thing for singing. We're going to go to Death Angel, which is more along the lines of Dreadwind style of singing. Death Angel, California, 1992. And then they had a 10-year hiatus, and they came back. And they've been back ever since.
And they still rock.
And this is called Devil Incarnate from The Art of Dying, which that's a pretty strange name for an album. What's The Art of Dying? Like, like right before you die, you fucking eat a whole bunch of popcorn unpopped and then fucking get cremated? Is that the art of dying? I'm fuck. Okay.
Maybe it's Edgar Allan Poe. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, or you shat near your death. So, all right. So, I love the jingly riff in the beginning. They got a really like jingly riff. The bass and drum intro that like gets tacked onto that after a couple seconds is pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
There's like this weird vocal harmony that I was not a fan of. Like he's harmonizing with himself, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really like that. The main riff is pretty good. Song itself, too long. I don't know. For me, like 4 to 4.5 minutes is perfect song length. Once you get up to like 6, unless you're Metallica on like their older stuff or Megadeth or Black Sabbath, no. 6 minutes is too much for you. The solo just sounds like a guy fucking around. To me, it's what it sounded like. It's like the guy was like, hey, I got this. And he just put it on the record. But the tempo change at the end was very good. I was almost getting annoyed with it, and then they changed the tempo. I was like, oh, maybe it's not so bad. So I give it a 7.0.
All right. Well, that's wrong. So
I knew you were gonna say that. Go ahead.
Yeah, it starts out with a real kind of that slow guitar part, and I liked the vocals. I thought it added kind of the harmony part, kind of added like an eerie feel to the song, which I thought suited the subject matter, because it was supposed to be kind of this, kind of a summoning the devil type lyric thing going on. So I just it kind of sounded eerie to me. I thought it fit. And then the main guitar riff is pretty cool. I thought the solo was okay. Not outstanding, but it was okay. And then about 4:20 in, I thought it was starting to feel a little long too, about 4 minutes in. But then that's when the tempo changed and it picked up into more of a thrash ending for the last minute and a half or so. So I liked it. I gave it an 8.5.
Man, you're off by a whole 1.5 points on that.
No, and they were great when I saw them live. I saw them open for Anthrax.
I bet they would be great live. Okay. Moving on to our last 4th song on the 4th album. This is Black Label Society, formed in California in 1998. And the song is called Suffering Overdue from their album The Blessed Hellride, released in 2003. Okay, right immediately, like instantly, right off the rip, you know, without a doubt, that it's Zakk Wylde. Immediately.
Yeah.
Like, without question, you know that it's Zakk Wylde playing. Because he immediately goes into his artificial harmonics, which he does all the time.
Yep. This song's full of it, too.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah. He's got that gritty voice. You know, he's got that kind of like, I don't know, it just sounds like he's been smoking 18 packs of cigarettes a day for the past 50 years.
Yeah.
His voice. And then, like, his voice almost gets tinny when they do the breakdown part.
On this album, it's not this particular song, but on this album, that other song he has, Stillborn.
Huh?
When I first heard that song, I thought it was Ozzy singing.
Yeah, the very first scream that he does kind of sound like Ozzy.
Yeah, he can get pretty close to Ozzy a couple times. On that song in particular, he sounds a lot like Ozzy.
Yeah, except when he gets into the chorus part, where he gets the bass back into his voice.
Yeah.
When he's still born, he's higher the slab. So yeah, that was awful. All right, plenty of tempo changes in this song. I mean, lots of them.
Yeah,
the solos were shockingly really good. Because Zakk Wylde tends to be pretty good at the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and he also fucking has a log chain for a wallet chain. That's pretty awesome too, right? Yeah, great song overall. I can say this though, it sucks to work out to. I don't know what it is about Black Label Society, but all their music is awful for doing cardio. I don't know why that is, but it just is. I can't deal with it doing cardio. So for that, I need something like Pantera or Machine Head or Fear Factory or something.
Yeah.
So I give this an 8.5. I'm still a fan of it.
5.
8.5.
Okay.
Go ahead.
This is another great album.
Fucking
I
A.
don't think we have a bad album on here.
No.
It's heavy with a swing to it. You know, it's got kind
Yeah,
of a
the
swing
whoop
beat.
ba-dum.
And it's so funny because you're on point today, man.
I am fucking all over that. You went right back to the song, didn't you, when I did that?
Goosebumps, man. It's so funny to kind of see and hear Zach, because when you see him and you listen to his music and everything, you would never guess that he's from New Jersey.
Right.
You know, he's a Jersey dude, but
It
he's
sounds like
got
he's from Tennessee or something, or somewhere south.
Yeah, Alabama or something, you know, because he's got the southern metal groove thing
Definitely
going
does.
down, you know. He's definitely a redneck at heart, I guess you could say. And he looks like a Viking on top of that. So
Fucking A. You ever seen like the early pictures of him where he's like super duper skinny?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Long hair.
Yeah. Who is that guy?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah. And I remember when he first joined Ozzy, he was on was it Headbangers Ball or one of the MTV shows, and you know, it was still in the 80s, so he had the big hair.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Going on, you know. It was all teased out and everything.
Fucking 19 cans of Aquanet.
Right. Don't light a match anywhere near him. But anyway, yeah, awesome song. The solo, of course, is amazing. Even slows down in the middle to change the tempo a little bit. He's got his signature guitar squeals all over the song. It's just a really, really heavy, kick-ass song. I love it. 9.5.
9.5. Damn. I can leave it to the guitar player to give the guitar player the score.
One of my favorite songs on the album.
All right. So yeah, there's that. All right. So moving on to our final segment, and we're going to talk about. Usually we talk about concert stories, but this week I want to talk about why the gods of heavy metal have fucking decided to take a giant shit on them. I don't know why or what I did to piss them off, but Jesus Christ, I'm ready to fucking atone for my sins. Whatever I got to do, right? So, it started off on Sunday, where I went to a convention.
Oh, yeah.
And I got out of the convention, got home, didn't think anything was wrong. But the next day, I get into my car, and I'm flipping through the sources on my stereo, and there's no iPod. So I'm like, oh, the cable must got loose or something, or I must have jostled it. So I opened up the little center console. No, iPod's gone. iPod cable's gone. Huh. Some fucker stole my goddamn iPod. It was an iPod Classic.
Wow.
120 gigs, and they don't make them anymore, so to get replace that exact iPod, it's like $500.
Ouch.
Yeah, exactly, right? And I had like, I don't know, 15,000 songs on it. That's just about right. So yeah, that was gone. And I should have known something was wrong, because when I went up to the car to leave, some of the coupons that I keep, and yes, I fucking clip coupons. Some of the coupons that I keep in the center console were like laying on the floor near the driver's part of my car. That was number one. Number one issue. Number two issue happened last night. Okay, my wife's like sick, so she's sleeping in the master bedroom, and I'm sleeping in the guest bedroom, right? Because she's like flopping around all night. It keeps me up. Middle of the night, middle of the night, this is what I hear a knock on the door, and she comes in and she's bawling. I'm like, what the fuck? And yeah, she's bawling. She's like, oh, something bad happened. I'm like, okay, what happened? She's like, I was trying to go to pee, and I didn't know that your pants had your iPod in it, and I stepped on your iPod and broke it. So not only did my iPod not only did the iPod that I used for my car, my iPod Classic I used for my car get broken, but the iPod Nano I used for the gym, she stepped on and broke.
Oh, no.
Yeah, exactly. So that's gone.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's not even all. That's not even it. They weren't done fucking toying with me yet. So I'm getting ready to do show prep today. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll go on to YouTube and I'll listen to the songs, you know, for the show, right? I go in there, and for some reason, the volume on YouTube is like way low, like way low. Like I had my speakers turned all the way up. So I'm like, what the fuck is this? Right? So I thought, surely it must be something wrong with my computer or my speakers.
Mm-hmm.
So I went ahead and went into iTunes and played a White Zombie song from there and almost went deaf because it was so loud. Right? So I'm like, what the fuck? So apparently, for some reason, my version of Google Chrome or something, or the Flash Player or something, is fucked up, and YouTube, all of YouTube, sounds like super duper low volume. And guess how convenient that is?
Yeah. Wow.
So, Metal Gods,
You tried
shit on
adjusting the volume on the actual video
it.
itself and everything?
Yep. I pulled up that bar on the video. I pulled up the bar on my computer, went to the equalizer of my computer, turned everything up there, turned the volume all the way up on the speakers themselves. Everything is at maximum, and it's still
Wow.
super low. And I was looking online, and that's a common problem. And people say that, like, you either have to you have to like update like a Flash player or reinstall Chrome. So yeah, I got that to look forward to.
What did you do to?
I don't know. I don't know what I did. I mean, what the fuck?
Wow.
So yeah, 2 broken iPods, and YouTube no longer works correctly.
That sucks.
Yeah, I know, doesn't it? Fuck. But the good news is, I told my sob story about my iPod to my mom, and my mom's like, "Well, find something similar, and I'll buy it for you for your birthday." I'm like, okay. It's like, this is a little bit of a silver lining.
A little bit.
Because I just got done paying our property taxes, which were enormous. So I wasn't exactly going to plunk down a bunch of money.
Yeah, I hear you.
So,
wow.
Yeah,
Way to bring us down. Thanks.
Yeah, I know. Fucking normal, that's your job, right? So what's your story? And hopefully it's exciting and happy.
I don't have anything too exciting because I gave all my exciting stories already. I've been racking my brain trying to think of some more exciting concert stories. I did go see, I guess, kind of funny a little bit. Went to go see Steve Vai. Remember him?
Yeah, Stevie Ray Five on?
Yeah, right. Anyway, I saw Steve Vai play, God, it's been a long time now, House of Blues again. And great show. Nothing really extraordinarily exciting happened other than just watching him play and put on an amazing show with his guitar and do all kinds of crazy stuff that people can't do on guitar. But at one point, about halfway through this...
Let me interrupt you. Is he the one who goes, boy? That one?
No, that's not him.
That's Stevie Vaughan.
Yes.
Stevie Ray Vaughan, okay.
Yeah, he's dead, by the way.
Okay. Talk about me bringing people down.
A long time now. Anyway, Steve Vai, guitar god. Did you know Steve Vai wrote a song for Ozzy?
I did not know that.
And it's on the, I think it's the Osmosis album, I believe.
No, yeah?
Yeah, he wrote it with Ozzy, and he was supposed to play on the album, but there was, of course...
Is it Thunder Underground?
No, it's one of the slow
LA
ones.
Tonight?
No. I think it's My Little Man, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's the one he wrote about Jack.
Yeah. That was written with Steve Vai.
I'll be damned.
And he was supposed to play guitar on the album, but couldn't for legal reasons because stupid record companies can't ever get their...
Yeah, that's such bullshit. But
together. Yeah. So Zach ends up playing the song, but it was written by Steve Vai. So there you go. Some trivia. But back to the concert.
Hey, wait, let me interrupt you one more time.
Uh-huh.
Does Steve Vai have any siblings?
Yes.
Do you think they vie for their parents' attention?
Ha ha ha.
All right, go ahead.
He's got kids. I don't know if he's got like brother. I assume he does, brother, sister. I'm not sure. I know he's got kids. He's got 2 sons, I think. Anyway.
So he's got 2 sons. So his sperm is viable.
Viable, yeah, I guess so. Ha 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 ha. Do you know he married one of the chicks from Vixen?
Oh wow, nice.
Did you know that?
I did not know that. I know virtually nothing about Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah, he married one of the chicks from Vixen. I think she was the bass player for a while. And,
so it's concert.
One of his sons was at a something or wherever with Steve at one point, and somebody I'm sure he gets this asked this all the time. Like, hey, can you play as good as your dad? You know, and he had a perfect response. He's like, nobody can play like my dad.
Oh wow, that's pretty good.
So anyway, back to the concert. About halfway through the show, he's always changing guitars through the show. So he gets handed another guitar, and he starts playing, and it's a slow, clean part. And I recognize the song, right? And he's playing it, and it sounds okay. I mean, it sounds perfect. And he plays it. He plays for about 30 seconds or so, and then he stops. And he says, I'm sorry, but I hate to do this, but this guitar just isn't tuned quite right, and I don't want to play this song. I want to make sure that we play it right. So I want to make sure that it's. So I want to make sure that it's. He wants to make sure that it sounds properly. So he hands it back to his guitar tech, and he cuts a look off to the side of the stage, like, I did not want to be that guy. But yeah, he handed it to his guitar tech. His guitar tech went and I guess tuned it or whatever, and he talked to the crowd for a few minutes, and they brought it back out, and he started playing, and it sounded exactly like it did before to us. But anyway, he finished the song.
Oh yeah, some of these musicians, man, like the stuff they can hear that like they say is wrong. I'm like, huh? That sounded perfect to me.
Yeah.
They're like, no, I fretted that chord wrong.
I knew the song, and it sounded fine to me, but no, he's like, no, I want to make sure this sounds proper. And he handed it, and like I said, that look he cut off to the side of the stage was like, why is this not tuned right?
Laser beams.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, who else changes his guitar all the time is Steve Miller.
Okay, I didn't know you,
Cowboy.
I didn't know you went to see Steve Miller.
Motherfucker, I don't go see Steve Miller. I'm just saying, I saw him do it one time on a Hall of Fame induction.
And by that you mean you got posters on your bedroom?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. Some people call me Maurice, motherfucker. All right,
Space Cowboy.
That's right. So yeah, so that wraps up our show on the fourth song of the fourth album, the fourth house, or the fourth planet, or the fucking fourth moon, or whatever. Hope everybody enjoyed listening. Hey, we had 3 viewers at one point, and then we scared them off pretty quick. I think it was but we still got one guy hanging on for dear life.
All right,
so there you go. Yeah, Hangar 18. Maybe we know too much, and want to say, hey, everybody, thanks for listening, and I'm out of here. Dreadwind.
Yeah, stay metal, everyone.
All right, we're out.